Arthur Hadow was a career soldier. He had 20 years of foreign service. Our kind of stereotypical picture of a First World War soldier is someone who's very young, very inexperienced, perhaps naive and idealistic, and then shocked by what they find. And actually Arthur Hadow was none of those things. So when we look at his personal papers about the Somme, it gives us a perspective that perhaps we weren't expecting.
In France, at Beaumont-Hamel, on the opening day of the Battle of the Somme, I learned the power and efficiency of the German machine gun.
Arthur Hadow was the commander of the Newfoundland Regiment, and on the morning of the first day of the Somme, he had 800 men under his command.
It was a bright summer's day. We had moved into the trenches during the night, 25 officers and 776 other ranks.
The British had been bombing German trenches for a couple of weeks beforehand, but the bombing stopped on the morning of the first day of the Somme. The bombs fell silent, whistles blew, and officers like Arthur Hadow ordered their men to emerge from the safety of the trenches and walk slowly in formation towards the enemy.
At 9:15, I gave the order to attack, and we moved off in perfect order. As we topped the slope down which we had to advance, we came under intense machine gun fire. The battalion never faltered, but we continued to advance until they were destroyed. At 9:45, I reported to the brigade that the battalion had been wiped out.
Arthur Hadow was very much a product of the British Army at that time, and he's not a man who is given to expressing his emotions. So when he describes the battle in later years, it's very matter of fact. But even so, I think we can certainly say that what he witnessed in the half an hour between 9:15 and 9:45 on the morning of the 1st of July stayed with him for the rest of his life.
Nothing could possibly have been finer than the complete steadiness with which the regiment received that order and attack and carried it out. I can see them now as plainly as yesterday. It must be said, however, that this attack should never have been made under the conditions prevailing.
So he survived the war, and he certainly didn't see himself as tragic or traumatised or as a hero, but he certainly felt the responsibility towards those men for the rest of his life.
And my belief is that no other unit of the British Army ever went into battle at such strength, 800 strong, and in addition suffered so terrible losses in so short